So, good afternoon, and it is March the 16th. It is actually a lovely afternoon now after a bit of rain this morning in Malaga, and this is our weekly update number 56. Right then, weekly update number 56 for you. And what's the week been like in Spain? I've been away actually in the UK and for a week, and it was pretty much normal UK weather there, to be honest with you. But I kept checking here, and I see it's been the rain has continued. I mean, long may it last because we need it, and Spain has been in a drought period. And these periods, they do. I've been in 25 years, and they do actually. There are cycles of drought, and then you get the water. There's drought and the water. So yeah, it is. It seems to go around in 10-year cycles. And we did some research. I never published a video in the end because I thought it might be too much hassle because there's a lot of climate change. Maybe factors there as well, and I do believe in climate change. To be honest with you, that is, I do. I definitely think there's something happening. But when you look at we did some research with my son, and when you look at when people say, "Oh, this summer was hotter than last summer," and we looked at the average temperatures across summers, and already 3 minutes into the video, going off on a tangent, we found that it went in 10-year cycles. So every summer got hotter, and then suddenly it had a big drop, and then it got hotter and a big drop, and that seems to be the cycles for the drought as well. But anyway, was there a lot of rain in Spain this week? Tell me. We've already got 6 people on. This is good. Let's have a look who's on this evening. It's always weird when you're talking to yourself because you think, is anybody actually there? Robbo's on. Robbo, I've got a photo from you later on. Good evening, good afternoon, Robbo. Tell me, what's the weather like over there? How are you getting on? I did see there was quite a bit of rain. And we've also got Anne Kes on. Hola, Chris from a grey, cold France. Forecast snow and wintry showers tonight. Then 19 degrees on Wednesday. Weird indeed. Yeah, definitely something's definitely happening, isn't it, in the world? I think we can't disagree with that. And also with the water levels, I've noticed, like, even the places we had a lot of flood defences in here after the floods of around 2013 in Alarin. We got a lot of flooding. It was standing water. We didn't get what other villages get because we're right on the side of the mountain, but generally it all runs off, and we have a really good system to get rid of the water to the river, so we get a lot of standing water. And I've noticed an awful lot of standing water at the moment, so the water table must be high. And the little creek where I live, actually, that's running for the first time we've ever seen that properly run in 7 years. So let's hope that all this brings some positive news from the reservoirs as well. So we really want to see that this year the reservoirs recuperate themselves. I did see over in Vinuela that was quite high, which is great. When I left for the UK last Tuesday, we flew over a place called Iznaja, which is half in Cordoba and half in Granada province. And it feeds a lot of those provinces water, and I saw that was quite high as well. So where the rain's a pain in Spain, it is actually quite a positive thing. And Robbo says that the weather in Goodacre has been poor for 2 weeks. Lots of rain, forecast average for coming week, plus thunder and lightning. Yeah, we actually had a leak right behind me here in this bit here, which has got to be addressed. But we will forget about it soon. I noticed a considerable rise in the temperatures when I got back. I don't know if it's just I came from the UK, but I thought it was a lot warmer. And in the UK, we had one day which was snow, sleet, sun. It was just crazy. So yeah, there you go. And okay, so where are we this week? Well, I haven't got much residency news because I've actually been away. We didn't have any visas come in last week. I've got a bit of interference over there. Hang on a minute. Oh, your phone. Let me turn the phone off. I tell you what's interfering. I know what's interfering. Can you not hear that properly? 1 second. I'm going to go and turn something off. Sorry, I'm going to leave it off for the live. Now, guys, how is that? Is that any better? Is that any better? Let me know. The kids had the music on outside on the Bluetooth. Don't know if that is any better for you. How are we sounding? Let me know. Let me know, or it might be this NAF microphone. Which brings me to my next point, actually, guys, is this is going to be the last one on a Sunday. Anyway, we're going to move this to a Thursday at 6 o'clock, same time, Thursday, between 6 and 5 past, because basically it's too much like hard work on a Sunday, to be honest, and Sundays need to be rest days. Can't always guarantee I'm going to be here at 6 as we go into the summer. We have got some interference. How's it sounding now? Is it all sounding good? How we set? That's a lot better. Okay then, guys. I think it was some reason the Bluetooth speaker outside was interfering. We won't have that when we move on to Thursdays. Don't worry, because on Thursdays we'll be in the office, and I've bought a new podcast mic for the office, which I'm learning how to use. We should have a new camera on its way as well to give us a clearer picture. So, boko. We did earn some money from YouTube, believe it or not. We are monetized, so that went back into to buy some better equipment. So let's have a look what's going on in the chat. I haven't even started talking yet. Here we go. And and Ann Kez says 4,190 subscribers. Yes, let's get it to 4,200. Please, today I'm going for 5,000, going for it. My videos now, cheers for that. I am going to be addressing that when we do it from the office. That definitely shouldn't happen anyway. Robert says got a lot of interference, sorted that out. Andy Alma, hi, you're looking well, thanks. Andy, yes, I say back from a week in the UK. My video is now giving me thumbs up, so that means that we're looking good. Mike Ripper, how you doing, Mike? Hope you're well. Gives us a thumbs up. Robert gives a thumbs up, and that's a lot better. Oh, Robert said there's still interference. And I'm going to turn my phone off. Should we just turn it off? I wonder what it is which is giving us interference, guys. Well, the phone's off now, so let's see. Well, let's crack on. Still feedback interference. That's very strange. 1 second. Let's do this then. I've got an idea. Let's go old school. Let's see. How's that, guys? Is that better? Let me see. We've got 10 people on anyway. So, hey, Patrick's on from Cochabamba. And, Raymond, how you doing? Raymond can swap my like the t-shirt. Can swap like the t-shirt. Thank you. Yeah, we're going to get some new ones made up as well. Robo said there's still interference. That's really strange. I wonder what that is. What about now? Does that sound any better? If not, it might just be this NAF microphone that we have. Okay. Alan Kerr says that was it. So I think there was something plugged in it. Anyway, we're not going to be doing it from here in the future. We are going to be doing our videos like this from the office because we've bought some better equipment, and it's hopefully that will help. So let's crack on then with what we were going to talk about today. Keep the comments coming because I do like to have you on that. Can I sort my tarjeta de residencia in any office? My nearest office is Seville. When you mean, do you mean is it I think, Raymond, I know that you've got a WA TIE, have you, withdrawal agreement TIE, and you have to be in the province of where you live. If you registered it in a different province, then you'll need to take a Padron certificate dated within the last 90 days to prove that you can register it in the province where you are. So if you registered it, for example, the first time in Malaga, you still hold the Malaga address and never updated it, you now live in Seville, or Sevilla, you have to take your Padron from Sevilla along with other documents that you need to swap it to your permanent one, which I think is your case, Ray. But yes, you can in any office in your province, you can. And Ray saying still sounds like radio signal. Strange. Has someone got the microphone on? The microwave on? No. That is very odd. I don't know what to do now. Modern technology, eh? Okay, then, right. Well, I'm going to crack on anyway. And sorry, guys, you're going to have to put up with the interference. I have no clue what that is today. Hopefully, I'll speak up and you can hear me. And what about if I put the microphone closer to me? Oh, that might work. Should we try? Is that better? Does that work? Maybe that works. Is it the microphone that's interfering? There we go. We've lost 2 people already. They'll probably see me waffling on with interference. So I feel like I'm doing the horses now. So anyway, let's carry on with, well, what we're going to do, which is our residency and things happening in Spain paperwork-wise section. And first of all, just to congratulate Joe and Andy, there we go. And they picked up their TIE cards there in Almeria. And I just wanted to show where they celebrated. So they celebrated in a place called Cien Montaditos. Now, this is a chain in Spain, which you have a really good menu of really small sandwiches. They also do little plates like chicken wings and stuff like that, but they have these small sandwiches. So if you fancy trying a variety of different small Spanish sandwiches, then you can go to one of these chains and it's relatively cheap as well. Patrick says it's not constant, Chris, just a bit now and then. Okay, there's definitely something there's going on. I'll be probably the mic connection. Yeah, Sandy Lud said, yeah, strange. Anyway, never mind. Next week, guys, don't forget, tune in on Thursday, 6 o'clock, because we're going to do it from the office where I know definitely we're going to have no problems there. So here's just a sample of what you can get in Cien Montaditos. So there's the little sandwiches there, and obviously chips and a salad there. And that's a great place to go. I don't know. Let's see if I can try the connection here. Don't know if that helped at all. It's probably my son's gaming stuff. He uses his computer for gaming, hence why we're going to be doing this in the office from now on. And this moves on to what I was talking about, one of the main subjects of the titles today. So if you guys know this, then let me know. So, and I am apologizing for the interference now. There's nothing really we can do about it, but don't worry, from Thursday, definitely it's going to be great sound. Got a new Rode podcast microphone. Now, this is Stansted. This is where I was yesterday evening. Lovely evening in Stansted. But the question I asked was, can you predict a delay on a flight? And the reason I ask that is this one flight that I get, which is Ryanair 620 to Malaga from Stansted, is always delayed. It's always delayed. I could guarantee, because it's the third time, it's the third what they call scale that it does. It's the third trip that it does. So yeah, so it's always delayed. So I was thinking, well, can you not sort of predict your delays? Not that you can do anything about it, but at least you can be prepared. Because if you have a regular route that you always travel, especially if you're living in Spain, I've traveled this route 3 times already this year, and it's been delayed every single time, and every single time is because it's late in from. Is that the same everywhere? Is it worth you literally going on before your flight and checking how that same flight with the same flight number is running, so you are prepared for any delays? And the reason you need to be prepared for delays is because if you've got to arrange transport like we had to yesterday from the airport, inform the taxi driver. Though our taxi driver is very good, he actually tracks it and then comes and gets us. But yeah, so have you guys got any experience at all with these regular delays in the airports? Because I certainly have on this. And let's just go back to the chat and see what's going on. I've got loads going on in the chat today. Oh no, there's one I missed. It's gone, not heard it for a while, says Raymond. Right, I'm going to put that back there. Let's just hope that's okay. And oh great, no more interference. And coming up on the rails, 10-1 favourite Sherga too. Yeah. Yes. Well, okay. Well, at least it's been least it's been solved now. And Raymond says it is all airlines, BA, EasyJet, Welling. I've traveling, and it is the same from Gatwick and Stansted, especially the later flights generally tend to carry the delays from the previous flights. And we've also noticed a real increase in the cost of flights as well. Has anybody else noticed that? Just, obviously you get your added ons, your extras and stuff. But just in general, they seem to have gone a little bit more, quite a bit more expensive than what we were used to the last couple of years. Okay, what else are we up to here? Oh, here we go. We've got, now this is I want to tell you a story about this. Now, and now I've turned my phone off, I can't show you. Hang on a minute. Let's see if I can turn it on. If this is the interference cause, then we'll know, won't we? I've got to turn it back on now. Because I had to renew my driving license, but because of various things, it's been really busy. I've had to go back to the UK a few times, personal things to do. And I completely forgot to renew my driving license. Great, somebody deals with paperwork here. And it needed renewing before I went back to the UK because I had to hire a car. Now, this place here is a walk-in centre in Malaga, right next to Trafico, where you don't have to book an appointment. Here we go. And they will do the whole process for you. So when you do your initial exchange, you'll go to a gestor, or we help people with our gestor to do it. And you'll get a professional to do the whole process of renewing your driving license. Okay, now the driving license will then be posted out to you, and part of that process is going to a medical centre and getting a medical certificate. So remember, if you're moving to Spain, if you've got a British license, you've got up to 6 months to exchange that license. After you get residency, remember, don't renew your license. It's better to have it expired, want to renew it in Spain, than it is to renew after you get residency, because that can give you problems in registering your license here in Spain. But you have to go to one of these centres, get a medical certificate, and that has to go to Trafico to do a process called a canje. When you come to renew it, when you come to renew your license, you don't have to go to Trafico at all. What you do is you go to the same centre where you've got your medical certificate, and they can do the whole process for you. Now, many years ago, these guys used to ask you to go with a photo, etc., etc. This time, I phoned them up and I said, look, I've changed address. My clown spider week and I need it doing by tomorrow because I'm leaving. And they said, just come down, no problem, we'll see if there's nobody sat in the queue. So I went straight down there, 20 minutes away. They saw me, they charged me 65 euros. They took my photo, did a quick medical exam. That's me. The medical exam would consist of asking me a load of questions. They then did an eyesight test, and they did a speed reaction test, which I passed 100%, I have to say. And remember to take your glasses with you. I actually took my sunglasses because I completely forgot to take my reading glasses because I was in a rush, and they're very focal, so they let me wear those. And then they gave me a piece of paper to say that my license had been renewed. And then a day later, on your application, it comes up. You can't really see that. I don't know if you can see that your license is renewed. My license now says 2035. If I put it to that angle, you might be able to see it. Okay, my physical license is on the way, but my license is already renewed on the app 24 hours later. Now, when I went to hire a car in the UK, Lara was the main driver of the vehicle, and I said, can we add an extra driver? And basically I gave them my my expired card, which they scanned, completely ignored, and let us drive the car, and added me as a driver. So they obviously didn't check the dates, but I do have it digitally here that it is actually renewed. I'm just waiting for the physical card. So we got away with the car hire. How that would stand with the police if you got stopped in the UK, I don't know, because I don't have the digital platform there. But I have a legal license at the time that I actually hired the car. So there you go, bit of a grey area, but it worked for me. So if you ever hire a car, you've got that. What you can't do is when you do the initial exchange, just use the piece of paper you get, because you have to physically hand in your card. And they will retain that and give you a new Spanish one. When you do renewal, they don't retain your card. They just give it back to you. They send the old one out. Okay then, right, then let's go on now, because I've been waffling on enough, and show you what's been happening on YouTube. We've got 15 people on today. Say hi, guys. Right, and so that's our little YouTube intro. We're just going to go back to the chat, see who is who's on again. So Ray said Ryan had been the worst for him, talking about delays. Yes, have to say though, small mercies. We've had a couple of bad experience, but percentage of times that Ryanair has been used by myself and my family to get here, because unfortunately they really are the only airline that do the route that we need regularly. People like Jet2 actually do Malaga Stansted, which is the main route that we use. But it's always double the price. And EasyJet suddenly took the Stansted Malaga route out, and they still work out of Luton, but Luton's a nightmare to get to. So unless you're hiring a car, so yeah, Ryanair overall have been okay if you just know what you're getting with a Ryanair flight, don't you? And Trudy Ray, hi Chris, just caught you. Cheers, thanks for jumping on. And Raymond said French air traffic controller strikes are the worst. Yeah, because that causes significant delays, doesn't it? But I'm talking about just the later delays, because they've been flying back and forth. I think that's a lot this evening flight. The later the flight, the more chance of delays. Yeah, absolutely right, Mike. And I have to say though, the last couple of months I've travelled through Malaga and through Stansted and back again, and it's been brilliant, not been that busy. I would say though, through Stansted, the fast track is amazing. You need to get fast track if you're going through Stansted. Not through Malaga, there's no point. There isn't. Fast track doesn't exist in Malaga. They'll sell it to you, but it doesn't exist. And Anthony can say, thumbs up, yo, thank you. And subscribe. How easy is it changing a French license to Spanish? Yeah, it's exactly the same process as the British license. So medical certificate, and obviously all the proof of your residency, where you live in, the proof of who you are, and then it's a direct exchange. So French have an agreement with Spain. This lovely ginger tea today that I got in Mercadona. So let's have a look at our YouTube. Where are we with the YouTube? Let's start with the YouTube comments. We've got quite a few. So European family members. Yes, I did a video about the crazy requirements of European family members. I needed to do one because these videos we also add to the end of the content that we send to our clients when we're preparing their documents. We find it really helps. And a lot of the videos come from that, and people don't always, who come on board as clients, see the channel or know what videos are related to them. So we also package them up in our Let's Get Started email. And Kerry House said, thank you for all you do, but pretty sure 2 hands on the steering wheel is law here. Well, that's a very good point. Yes, and I watched that video back and I did a little bit of research. Now, basically the government say that you have to be in control of the vehicle, or you could, if you're deemed not to be in the control of the vehicle, then you can get fined anything up to €200, and releasing your hands from the steering wheel would be for things which are related to driving, like changing gear and indicators, not even changing the radio. So when I watched the video back, it is very true. I had one hand on the steering wheel, and a lot of the time I'm being very expressive with my hands, which generally I tend to be at times. And there was even one point, which I hate to admit it, we're driving along and I went like this, and I'm driving. So in the future, yes, I do need to be more attentive to that. It was, and whether I even carry on doing those kind of videos now we've got the setup in the office, I don't know. But yeah, I wasn't strictly breaking the law. It's a grey area, but you do have to be in control of the vehicle without being distracted. So there you go. And with the Brexit withdrawal agreement residency renewals, so I did our Brexit residency renewals update for March. Thank you for the clear and concise information. Our expiry date is the end of July. Ruth in Tenerife. Thanks, Ruth, for commenting. And the change of address. Oh, here we go. So we're going to do a new NIE video, a more comprehensive, long NIE video, which we're going to turn into an article, and also we're going to use it for something else and for our content, what we send out to clients who get an NIE certificate, because there's so much misinformation out there. And I had a brief look at our old NIE video, and it is naff. It really is. So it needs updating. So I asked people on our channel, what would you like me to answer about the NIE? So Kendrick PI, change of address, TIE, driving license, padron, tax, health, councils, municipal provinces, regional, national, the process and fees. Right, okay, so that's not actually directed, that's not directly related to NIEs because that's a slightly different process, but that is a great idea for a video, and you will also find a great article on our website which tells you all of those things as well. It's written by Jane, and she uses that an awful lot. So check out our website for the change of address article. I'll put a link below as well, and we will do a video on that as well. And the Norville, there you go. That's I think that's Ray. That's Raymond's on now. This is great news. Thank you. My TIE card expires in 26th, the 1st, 27. I'm in Seville, and we'll see if I can get my card changed. If not, then I'll come to Malaga. Well, we spoke about that earlier, didn't we, Ray? So if you're not registered in Malaga on the Padron, you can't come here. But thanks for commenting anyway, and thanks for tuning in today. Got 13 people on already. That's great. And the question also that we're going to answer on the NIE video is a tax form required if you are retired, if you do not pay tax and normally do not submit a return relating to the permanent residency? Also, how old can the Padron form be which is required to submit to confirm address? Does the year 23 form need to state all addresses since getting the first NIE card? Again, this is why I want to do the NIE video, because the NIE and the TIE are two completely different things, and there's no such thing as an NIE card. There isn't an NIE card. It doesn't exist. All right. So thanks for that, Ian Des. I will explain. This is completely related to the withdrawal agreement, I reckon, because the X23 you mentioned there. Nothing to do with the actual NIE, apart from the fact that your NIE number it figures on all the paperwork. So yeah, I will answer that question for you as well. It's the tax form. I'm going to answer that question for you in a completely separate video because we get into it now. We'll be here too long, but I will make sure I answer that, and I'll stick you a note on the YouTube as well. And what else have we got here for our comments? This is in last week's update. We've got from Lee Burkett. Hi Chris, we applied for our NRV from Manchester to Sitges last year on the 27th of March 2024. We provided all details and had no additional questions were asked by the consulate. It took 17 weeks for our visa to be issued, so they don't seem any quicker now. No, they don't, than a year ago. I have, that's good to know though. It's good to know they're basically the same. I did have to return to Spain to collect a car at week 16, and the consulate did return my passport for the trip. The process I used was to go to the BLS office. I lived in Manchester and spoke to the main reception person. She had to write me an email, my request to her whilst I was there, and then she had it dealt with. Apparently someone from BLS goes to the consulate every day at midday and they arrange the release of my passport. I still had to go to collect the passport from the consulate, but at that stage the consulate would not answer an email, so I didn't have any other options. That is true. The consulate really don't answer emails. So we did have a client who got an email answered from them and they got their passport back, so it's worth trying on both fronts. And more information here. So, European family members, this is from Paul Pilot Paul. Then for you on, if you are, give us a shout. Still really confused now. I have an Irish passport. My wife has a UK passport. So why will we buy property as soon as we arrive? If my partner could get her application rejected and has to leave the country, why would you take the risk? Yeah, Paul. Now, don't forget, you're going to, I think you said you're going to Alicante, Paul. I don't know. Where did I get that from? Maybe I made that up completely. But, with these extra requirements, I'm still of the ilk that an EU family member will always get their residency approved eventually. But Malaga always seems to be a pain in the rear when it comes to asking for extra requirements, having to submit more stuff, and I just don't know why. But yeah, I mean, and also sometimes renting is a good option before you buy anyway to get your feet wet and start learning the areas where you want to live. What else have we got here? Brexit withdrawal agreement, residency renewals, March 2025. Martin Payne, thank you for service. Yep, we updated Martin's card for him to a permanent one. Oh, that's the same one. We've got here Shrody. I hope you're watching. Gosh, such bad news about the length of time people are waiting. My deal is on the phone with someone waiting for a visa from Manchester, so I passed your story on to her. So glad I went to London. Cheers. Whose deal? I don't know who that is, but thank you for passing that info on. Joff Day, great info. Thanks, Chris. Joff, great to hear from you. Hope you're well there, Joff. And Paul Pilot also said, afternoon, Chris, property prices seem to have gone through the roof over the last 6 months. Any particular reason? Yeah, I think it's global forces, to be honest with you. I think there's an awful lot of people moving to Spain, not just Brits. I think that there's a lot of people who are bringing their retirement plans forward. I mean, we're really busy, and everybody who works in the sort of the industry of people moving to Spain is also really busy. How's interference, guys? How are we doing? Are we okay for interference, by the way? Is the sound better? So yeah, but the prices of properties have gone up a lot, and Lara, my wife, who's always looking at properties where we are, we went to see one the other day actually, and I said, it's quite steep for what it is, but you know, it's been sat in the market for a while, so you know, it's worth leaving it, and it went straight away. So in the end, so yeah, it seems that prices have gone up, and it seems that they are selling them. But who's buying them? Because your average Spaniard who's on a minimum wage here wouldn't be able to afford a lot of the properties which are being sold. So I'm assuming it's a lot of foreign buyers or outside money. Obviously, Spaniards who work in the bigger city with higher paid jobs, but there's a lot of people who live in areas. This is the whole anti-tourist thing. Who work in areas who now can't afford to live there, unfortunately. Michelle Bedo, should we sell before apply? Oh, that was 12 days ago. I already answered that last time, didn't I? Okay, then. So let's answer it again. Should we sell before applying for the first NRV? Sorry, it never got answered. I would say that you have to look at your capital gains risk depending on your situation. If you are liable for a capital gain, depending on how many days you spend in Spain, the first year that you live here, then it might be a good idea to sell first. But check out our capital gains podcast with Jeremy Ferguson on this channel, which goes into detail. Now, and just to wrap up the YouTube section, there's a couple more things. I'm going to ask you all a favor now. Check this out. So I'm going to ask you all, if you haven't subscribed or you're watching this, to subscribe. Okay. At the moment, in the last 28 days, 67% of the people who watched our content didn't subscribe. We want to get to 5,000. Come on. So if you haven't subscribed, it's free. You don't have to pay. We don't have a member subscription. Just hit subscribe, please. And now for a couple of funny things. We did a couple of surveys. I started doing the surveys again. So if you've got, any of you 15 who are on at the moment, and anybody else who's watching this in the future, if you've got an idea for a survey, let me know, because I'll just pop it on our channel. And I'd like to know things. So the first survey that we asked was, and this was a news-related survey. Someone asked me this, so I thought I will slightly adjust the question and stick it on our channel. And the question was, when you move to Spain, will you stay informed about politics? And they're asking me if I stay informed about politics here. And I said, well, I do, because I have a lot of conversations with people. People inform me. I still watch the news, and I look at both UK and Spanish, because that's more the demographic of clients that we have. And it's great when you're having a conversation with clients to be up to date. But if you look here, I had 4 answers. It was, I'll keep up with both Spanish and global politics, which won. 77% of people out of the 44 votes that they'll keep up with both. I'll only follow Spanish politics, so nobody is only going to ignore what is happening globally. I won't follow politics at all. 16% of people said they're completely going to sack it off, or they haven't, or I didn't ask whether they did in the first place actually follow politics. And 7% said, I'm not sure, I'll decide once I live there. So it looks like most people who are moving here, as per this poll, are going to be still following the Spanish and UK politics. 44 people voted, so I'm very, very happy with that. And now on a more serious note than politics, the second survey we did, because I forgot to show this one last week, so I've got two to show you this week, is a very important subject. It's what's your favourite wine in Spain? Again, this came off the back of a conversation that I had with some friends about Spanish wines, and everybody only thinks about the red wines and nobody talks about the decent white wines and the carvers, and the rosé isn't really a thing. Anyway, having a conversation, I said, right, I'm going to stick it on the channel. It got 53 votes, and overwhelmingly red wine with 70% of the votes got the most favourite wine in Spain. So there you go. We're gonna stick with that. The most favourite wine in Spain is red. White got 11%, and there's some fantastic white wines from the north of Spain and Goodacre and things like that. Rosé surprisingly got more than white at 11%. That was the shock of the whole survey. And Cava got 6%, because I don't think people just drink Cava. It's more of an occasional drink, isn't it? So yeah. So there you go. Now you know that red is a winner. So let's just go back to the comments. What we got here. Mike Ripper says, every airline is okay until it starts going wrong, and then they're all rubbish. They just aren't the staffing levels to deal with the problems. The penalty of cheaper flights. Yeah, it's the ground. I think on the planes they have enough staff. It's just the ground staff. Like yesterday, we had to wait an awful long time to get off the plane. But yeah, I think the ground staff, they're always short-staffed on the ground. Yeah. And what else have we got here? And this is my videos. Now I haven't subscribed to your channel, so I've subscribed to yours. Please subscribe to me if you haven't already. And I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let's just stick here the design. So I suppose I really should be doing this smoothly without telling you I'm doing it, shouldn't I? Really, but if you like the channel, you can buy me a coffee there in the corner. My videos now slightly off topic, but we have a friend who's a UK resident but spends some time in Spain. Is it possible for him to register, or at least a moto without NIE? Thanks. I don't know what that means. At least a moto without an NIE. No, he wouldn't need to. So if you've got two choices. If you're a British citizen, you're either a tourist here or you have to find permission for residency here. So you can't just temporarily register here and overstay with Schengen day allowance. You would have to be within your Schengen day allowance, and you're essentially on holiday. And really, to be honest, if you're talking about registering on the Padron or something like that, then you really shouldn't be registered on the Padron if you're only here on a temporary basis. So there we go. Here's one for your list. NIE previously issued in UK passport, but now EU passport holder. That's a very good question. Yes, you have to update it. There's things like names have to be updated. You've got married, and if you're going for an NRV and you have your NIE in an old name, it is in most circumstances advisable to try, if you can, you don't have to, if you can, get to Spain, go to the police station and update the name on your NIE before you apply for your NRV. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. The reason is because when the documents go to the Spanish government, occasionally they will either issue the NRV in the wrong name, because that's associated to the NIE number that you use for the application, or they just completely ignore the fact that you had an NIE number before, including the fact that we've sent documents proving that you've got an NIE number, and issue a completely new NIE number. You can't have to, and it becomes a nightmare to sort out. So if you can keep your NIE updated, that's great. In terms of the most circumstances we have for people who have them previously issued in the UK passport and now an EU passport is when we go for EU residencies for people who have recently got Irish passports. That, believe it or not, isn't much of a problem. We did initially have problems with the police station because they weren't used to seeing people Hello, we're back. Is everybody still there? Wow, technician, are we back? Oh dear, we had an electric outage.
No, we're not back.
Am I not?
You're not back.
I'm not back at all.
No.
What's
We'll
going on?
Apparently.
Oh no, we're back. Let me look.
Should have kept his hands on the steering wheel. They got him.
Are we back?
Yeah, we're back. We're back.
We're back. We're back. Right, technician now, Ralph. Thank you. You can leave. Thank you. Oh no, I don't think that is. I think that's the
live ended. I think.
The live. I'm gonna. Oh, it ended.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
Oh, and let's start again. You're back on. Okay, we are back here now. Then that's good. Sorry, guys. Yes, you are. Okay, that's good. Raoul, technician, we are back now. Sorry about that, guys. The electric went off. It went from a sunny day when I started this, how long I've been doing this stream now, to a bit of wind, and another reason why we're going to be doing this from the office as well. So there we go. Right, where were we? And thank you for hanging about. Still 10 people's here. No, it wasn't the aliens that got me. That's the first time that's ever happened to me. So that was obviously should have kept his hands on the steering wheel. They got him. Yeah, that's it. It was the police after me for watching my video. You know, funny story. I was in Lanzarote once. It's not that funny. And I was doing a video outside the Lanzarote police station because we've got clients there. And I did a selfie outside, and the police came and got me. And they said, that's illegal. You can't do that. And I said, to my defense, I said, but I found this place through Google Earth, and I can show you exactly where I'm stood on Google Earth, and they've taken photos outside. And he said, you're not allowed to do it, and made me pull my phone out and wipe the photos and told me to get lost. So there you go. Mike Ripper says, ground control to Major Tom. Robbo, you're back on. Thank you, guys. Right, where were we with the, I'll tell you where we were. We were with wine. So I do know that Ant and Kez and Robbo are partial to a bit of red. So there you go, guys. But who else would agree with that survey? That 70% of people said they prefer red wine in Spain. Right then. Okay, so let's what we're doing now. Let's go and talk about what's happening with Spain before the electric goes off again. And yes, so let's talk about Spain. So what have we got going on in Spain? Well, first of all, Neil, I don't believe Neil's on at the moment today. He sent me some photos from this. Here we go. And this is the Vega Baja Segura and Morade. So they basically had a gastronomic fiesta, and it was the 10th National Congress of the Artichoke. So Spain will just do anything for a party, won't they? They'll just celebrate anything. The 10th Annual Artichoke Congress. I mean, you literally could, if you wanted to, every weekend Google something that's going on and be doing some festival, congress, feria or something in Spain every weekend. I can tell you they celebrate everything, which is fantastic. And here's some photos from Neil. Get me to Spain. Neil is who there. So he's Get Me to Spain. It looks very busy. It looks like an Irish festival, doesn't it? Here we go. And next to the biggest plastic artichoke I've ever seen. And I sent Neil one of our caps for all his help with the content this week. So I want to see a picture of you wearing that. And check this out. I mean, it's incredible. I'm pretty sure that that's probably one of the main agricultural products in that area, hence why they're celebrating it. But really, artichoke festivals, I absolutely love it. So that was Neil. Thank you. Get Me to Spain. Check out his YouTube channel. And let's get back into the comments and just have a look what's going on. Patrick O'Connor says, welcome back. Raoul, my technician, he jumped straight on, commented that we would be back, and then helped me to turn the electric back on. So that was great. Gracias, Raul. And my videos now. Let me ask again without rushing. Is it possible for a UK resident friend to register a Spanish motorcycle in his name if he is not a resident? If not, can he insure a motor owned by a Spanish res? Okay, I understand that now. Sorry, I didn't get the moto inflection in the question. So yes, if you are a UK resident but have an NIE number and somewhere to register the vehicle in Spain, you have to prove that you've got somewhere to register the vehicle in Spain, either by property deeds, by a rental contract, or by being registered on the Padron. Then you can own a vehicle as a non-resident, and you can insure it, and you can ride it. A lot of our clients, we've done imports. We're currently doing one for a client of ours who does not live here, has a property, wants to leave his UK car here forever, wants it to retire here, wants to use it when he comes. That's absolutely not a problem, of course. Can insure a moto owned by a Spanish resident? Again, you wouldn't need to, because most Spanish insurers cover anybody over 25 with 2 years European or British license. This is a question of checking with his insurance company, or their insurance company, should I say, to see if they'll insure a third driver. My insurance company, for example, has insured my car for me, but for anybody who's had a license over 25 years old and's had a license more than 2 years can drive my vehicle. You insure the vehicle here and not the car. Not the person, sorry, the vehicle, not the person. So great question there. And Kez will contact you separately to discuss the NIE bits. Of course, yes, yeah, we'll have a catch up as soon as we can. Probably have a video call in April if you want. That'd be great to do that, and we can go through the NIE. Main thing is you can get an NIE whenever you come. I'm going to do a whole video on that, so watch it. It's going to be great. I've got it scripted already. Tell the Raymond said, Ray said, tell the technician needs to investigate the small UPS or ups on the computer and on the router. Yes, I do need some technical support. I can't say it's the best. It's not my forte. Squiddy Insta, that's my son. Yeah, he's just laughing his head off. And Simply Red. So you think April would be better for you? It would be good if we could hold off till April. That'd be great, because I've got quite a bit going on this month, if possible. If it's not immediate, then yeah, if it's immediate, then yeah, I'll jump on the phone. But if not, let's get it done in April, because our calls are already running in April as well. Because I may have to shoot back to the UK again this month at some point, unfortunately. So here's some interesting stuff. Here we go. Check this out. And this is from Richard. Richard, you're not bombarding me. I love this kind of stuff. I really do. Because if you remember, I get between 25 and 50 emails a day at times, but most of them are very processal visa type things. And it's just following the process. And I do love my job. I have to say I'm very fortunate. But I do like seeing what you're up to. I love it. Send it to me. I really do. Because that's where I lose the contact. And Richard says, sorry for bombarding you with emails. Attached is an idea I saw on social media. Debs and I, like you, are keen to grow our own veg and started for the first time over here. You can use plastic storage containers, which act as a mini greenhouse, and has been very effective, as you can see. We bought the various plug plants for about 8 cents, and they've grown into these healthy looking specimens to plant. The brassicas have already planted outside. Have already been planted outside. Okay, if you'd like to post on social media, I hope this week goes well for you. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, the week went as well as could be, and check out what they have done. And it is true, you can actually buy these little plugs. It should be, is it still loading now? Here we go. Can you see that photo, guys? Now you should be able to see it. These little lettuce plugs, and they've actually, I'm assuming you put the top on to get the greenhouse effect. Used a little plastic tub and propagated them even more, grow them in before they go outside. I just plant them straight in the ground, and they normally do very well, but it's definitely a way of bringing them on quicker. And brings me on to something else I'm going to show you later on in the video. And what have we got here? This is from Robbo, who was on before. I'm not too sure if he's still on. Price of petrol seems to have come down up there in Alicante. It's at 135.9 at the moment. And now moving on to some lovely photos by Steve Smith, who is up in a place called, and I'm going to show you, did I get the map? Oh no, I didn't load the map. That's a shame. It's an inland place called, where did I put it? You'll have to bear with me, guys, while I look for the map. And Tama, where did I do with the map? There we go. No, I definitely now can't find them. Oh, it's all going wrong today, isn't it? What did I? There we go. Let me tell you where he is then. I did bring this up in the map, and now I can't find it. That's no good, is it? Tarazona. Okay, so I'm going to put it here in the comments. Look, Tarazona, and it's inland from Murcia. Tarazona. There you go. And Steve sent us some lovely photos. I'm going to see if I can find the map. We're in no rush. We've already done an hour. Why not? I did do the map somewhere. Where did I do the map? Here we go. That's it. I'm going to share it now and put it on the screen. Why not? Speak amongst yourselves, guys, for a bit. I'll need a glass of that red wine one after this live. Blimey. We're already up to an hour nearly. Never mind. Let's show you where it is, because I don't want to. Here we go. Right. So this is the place where we've got the photos from. And I asked Steve to, there we go, Tarazona. Tarazona, is it Tarazona? Did he say Tarazona? Let me have a look. Steve, please don't tell me now, Steve, that I've said the wrong place now. That'd look even worse, wouldn't it? Tarazona. Oh no, I've actually completely shown you the wrong place. Ignore it. So Tarazona is a beautiful place somewhere inland, but I couldn't have the map. I didn't have the map prepared. So check this out. Doesn't it look amazing? This is photos that Steve Smith's taken this year from the area where he lives, and you don't get many expats and foreigners living up there. And he said he's learning Spanish very fast. And I just wanted to show these amazing, because we've always got lots of popular area photos, but just wanting to show you what some of the amazing inland areas are like. And don't forget, you can get to these places in 3, 4, 5 hours sometimes driving, and they've all got small little Airbnbs. So it's worth going up there and visiting inland. Generally, the food tends to be a bit cheaper sometimes and very, very good quality. But this looks like an amazing place. If I actually knew where it was, that would be great. Steve, I haven't got my map, which I prepared ready for you, so you can tell me. And look at that building. That looks absolutely incredible, doesn't it? Really does. And here's the mountains in the back. There we go. And Tarazona, it's called. Is the courtyard of that building, which, as you can see, I completely lost all my research, so I don't know what it's called. Never mind. You can do your own research. We're here just to give you the heads up, aren't we, of places to visit. And I imagine that is the water runoff going through the middle of the town. So nobody gets flooded. All the water gets directed from the mountains down there. Wow, look at that. Tarazona. Thanks, Steve, for sending those across. And I did pop you out a little thank you present for sending those across and contributing to the channel, to your address. I hope you got that as well. Let us know. And Anke says, no tenemos prisa. That's brilliant. Yeah, let's crack on then in April, shall we? A little bit of catching up to do this month, which is great. Though the trips to the UK have been interesting. So check this out. Here we go. So this is the cost of olive oil in the UK. What's it cost where you are? So that is 1 litre, £16, right, and 25 cents. Filippo Berio. This was actually Italian olive oil. It wasn't Spanish, but it was extra virgin, I think it was Italian. Yes, it's still £16.25. You can see for a litre. And we did find some Spanish stuff here. Oh no, where was it? This was Spanish, and this was £12 for 750 millilitres. So I know it was up to €10. It's gone down a bit now here in Spain for a litre, but wow, it is expensive in the UK, the olive oil, if you're going to buy it there. They also sell, be very, very careful, because there's a cheaper version, and it's what they do is they the cheaper version of the olive oil has only a percentage of the olive oil, which is like 10% olive oil, the rest is vegetable oil. It says with, and it looks really, really naff. I couldn't even see the point of it, to be honest. We want oils for surely one thing or the other. And this is another thing I wanted to show you here. And this was the price of avocados. They've been reduced by 60%, but they were £1 each. And I know that avocados aren't particularly cheap in Spain, but £1 each, 95p, reduced to 79p for an avocado. And I'm going to be honest with you, I touched them, they looked a bit naff because obviously they've been transported. I know they get a lot from South America as well, but these actually were from Spain because I checked the box, as it said there, C box. And yeah, 95 each. So there you go. And we're running up to an hour now. And Ray says, not virgin, the only oil to buy. I mean, to be honest with you, you shouldn't cook with extra virgin olive oil. It's a salad oil. You shouldn't cook with it, really. It's a waste cooking with it. It generally smokes a lot, and it's not good for cooking. If you're going to cook like a fried egg, you shouldn't cook fried egg in olive oil. There's no point. Absolutely no point. But if you are going to cook with olive oil, I would use one of the lighter olive oils to cook if you're frying in it and stuff. And if you're using it maybe to cook, when the base of your paella, you can get not an extra virgin, you get a lighter olive oil, which isn't as strong, and it's good for browning off the meats and maybe fish when you're doing a paella, for example. I use that. But it's naff if you want to put it on a salad. So your extra virgin olive oil is what you want to use to dress a salad. So there's a lot of olive oil isn't just olive oil across the board. It's very much like salts. If you buy cheap salt, it has a very bitter and salty taste. When you buy more expensive salt, depending on what kind of salt it is, it adds a different taste. Salt isn't just salt. So maybe we will talk about that another day. Salt and olive oil and my obsession with it, because I love it. And thanks for your answer from my videos now, and I will subscribe to your channel because I don't think I am. And now the last thing, 12 of us online, and I will say goodbye soon before anything else happens. I wanted to talk to you about coriander. Now, coriander in Spain is extremely expensive. You get a really naff little like plastic sachet of coriander for €1.20 in Mercadona, and it doesn't really do two of you for a meal if you want to sprinkle it on a curry, for example. So my wife loves coriander, absolutely adores it, and I'm pretty partial myself. So when we got our plastic greenhouse thing, which was only €100 from Amazon, and which did have a bit of a disaster in the storm, but it didn't matter. We bought a pack of coriander seeds there for €1.30. You can see them there in the front. And I literally just filled up this cardboard box with a bit of dirt from the outside, and we mixed it in with just about 3 or 4 handfuls of the potting soil. There's no need to have the complete potting soil in it. Also, the potting soil doesn't really hold water very well. So we have very red earth here in Alarin de la Torre. So I just filled it up with that, mixed it up, and we chucked the seeds in, and it kept it damp. And look at that, and that is after 6 weeks. And also if you cut it back, it grows again. So that's going to give something that in the shop alone would be €30 worth if you're buying it in those little packets. So there you go. And I'm pretty sure in summer, if you keep it in a decent warm area, somewhere it gets plenty of shade, it doesn't need much sun, to be honest with you, because then it dries out quite easily, burns quite easily, probably needs a little bit of morning sun, and that's it. Find one of those boxes, chuck one of those packs in, and make sure you keep it damp, and you'll get a lot of coriander. And if you keep cutting it back, then it won't go to seed. But if it does go to seed, you can use the seed to grow your own, can't you? So there we go. Okay, then, guys, so we've got 12 of you on. I just want to say thank you for being with us today on the weekly update number 56. Don't forget that we are going to move to Thursdays now at 6 o'clock. The reasons we're doing that, well, the reasons are, oh, hey a minute as well. Don't forget, if you want to book a call with us, then you can book a call here using this QR code, and that is our website at the bottom. Please like, please subscribe. Let's see if we can get to 4,200 subscribers by the end of this live. Hopefully we can. Thanks, Ant and Kez, for your support with that, reminding me to remind people to send to like, so we always forget. And we're going for 5,000 subscribers. But the reason I'm moving the weekly updates to Thursdays is A, trying to keep Sundays free as well as a day off. That's the honest truth. And as the sun is out now, in the winters you're generally in, but in the summers it's a nice day to be out and about, so I couldn't commit really to it. And Thursdays I have a prior engagement, believe it or not, at 7:30. So the office closes at 6. I have to be in town for 7:30, so I thought that's an ideal time to do it. But I thought I might be able to get a few more people on, because weekends are also difficult to get an audience, and I would like to start patching people into these updates just so they can comment on what we're talking about, basically. And it's really hard at weekends at 6 o'clock to get anybody who could really be bothered, because I wouldn't want to do it. So hopefully more people will patch into our lives and we'll have more interaction. Thank you very much, guys, for putting up with me for this long. It's been an hour, our longest one so far, and I will see you on Thursday for update 57.